Hi, I'm Janelle Fletcher. I'm a speaker and confidence coach, and I live in New Zealand, and I'm glad to hang out with you today. I've been thinking this morning about what is my inner sexy, an interesting conversation to have with yourself in the morning. And I just want you to have a think and to have a feel into what the world tells us about sex. Sex, as far as the world tells me, is that it's a sexual act and that we've got to be doing it. For those of us on our own, that's not an easy thing. And sex for me is certainly not just about the act. I want you to consider, what is your unique inner sexy? Now, I've reframed what sexy is for me, and it's not about the act of sex, although that can be great and enjoyable and awesome. But sexy for me is this: S-E-X, self, S, expression. How do I express myself in a really, really sexy way? One way I love to do that, or be that, is to be smiling and to be happy and to be laughing. I'm the most sexy when I'm laughing and laughing out loud. It's very embarrassing for some of my kids sometimes, but I don't care. That's who I am, and that's my inner sexy. Creatively sexy. How are you creatively sexy? I'm the best when I'm creating a kids party. I have such a lot of ideas, and we're always on the move, and we're always doing some dress up stuff, and I'm just so in my element. That's my inner sexy. When I'm out there doing car rallies with the kids, when I'm in here doing master chefs in the kitchen with heaps of kids and heaps of baking, that's my creative inner sexy. I'm wondering what yours is when you're creatively sexy. I even had the concept before that perhaps we can be spiritually sexy, and that's just a new concept that I've even come up with just a few minutes ago. How am I spiritually sexy or spiritually self-expressive? When I'm spiritually sexy, I'm in the zone, and I know that when I'm in full faith, when I'm in full surrender, when I'm in absolute trust that all is well, and that all is working out well. I had such excitement yesterday. I was wanting to put get my son to a teenage course. I've been asking Spirit for a long time. I want this money. I wanted to be on there. Make that available. And that the funds were not saying, hey, yes, we can go. And just yesterday, I got offered some scholarship money for him, and just my trust in that and my delight in that was just extraordinary. And that's where I sit my most sexy, in my spiritual sexiness. Got some other ideas over here. What about colourful sexy? Most of you, or many of you, do the corporate thing, or at least put on black and hide yourself within that. Why not be more self-expressive in the colours that you choose? I, as a speaker, go out there, and one of my speaker identity rules that I put for myself, not rules so much as I have to, but guidelines for me, because I'm being myself most self-expressive and sexy in that, is to wear colour. And I'm a colour girl anyway, and I just love being vibrant, especially here up top, which makes me feel very colourful, vital and vibrant and incredibly sexy. Not from the way that the world sees it, but my kind of inner fire and my inner delight comes out. So there's ways to be creatively sexy, ways to be spiritually sexy, ways to be colourfully sexy, ways to be sexy within my sport. I don't do a lot of sport at the moment, but my sexiness comes out, my self-expression comes out when I'm out there walking the beach in the way that I do. I take my shoes off, and I love to walk that beach. It doesn't have to be rushed. But there's some delight in that when I'm at one with the ocean going in and out, with the tide, at one with the feeling of the sun on my back, and I just really feel into that. How about sensual sexiness? Many of us are so distracted these days with just being so super busy, with just having too much on, with being distracted by the computer and the high-tech stuff out there. I invite you to be really sensually sexy, sensually self-expressive. That could be in the form of the way that you be in the kitchen and you make dinner. It could be the way that you linger and smell things more, that you smell your perfume, you take pride in when you put it on and ooze it and love it and smell it. It could be the way that you eat. Sit down and be sexy with your food. There's lots of ways to do that. So I invite you today to consider that sex is not just an act. It's a way of being really self-expressive, and I just invite you to explore that, and to instead of being in that what do they call it, Jill in the box or Jack in the box, instead of staying in that box of where you normally sit in terms of your self-expression, pop on out and be a little bit more wild. See you soon. If you want to check me out, www.janellefletcher, Janelle Fletcher.com, or lovemybodyloveme.org.